welcome back to my channel, and hello if you are new. My name is Michaela. I'm a 23-year-old foster mom making videos about motherhood, foster care, cooking, cleaning, lifestyle hauls, and now apparently books as well. All that fun stuff. First off, we are moved into our new house. If you haven't seen our little announcement video, I'll post that in the description box below. But my husband's back here. We have a kid-free night, so I'm filming, cleaning, and we had a little date night. Also, my dogs are outside the door and they desperately want to get in, so if you hear that, that's what that is. This is my first time really doing anything with books here on YouTube. Over quarantine, I got really into BookTube. I used to be into BookTube back in like my freshman year of college, but never really had the time, and now that I am no longer in college, I have a little bit more time. So I have been doing some book shopping. A lot of them are from the recommendations of some of my favorite booktubers, but a lot of them I've just seen and they sound good, so we'll go with that. A lot of these came from the Dollar Tree, and a lot of them come from Ollie's, Half Price Books, some from Amazon, and there's a few from Barnes & Noble, but not very many. And I did just recently have a birthday, so some of these are gifts as well, and I will let you guys know that. And I'm going in no particular order because I have a slew of books around me. I know you can't see that, but I will start with my huge birthday gift. This is for my husband. It's something I really wanted for a while. Now that Midnight Sun had come out, I really wanted to read all the Twilight books again before I read them, because I was in like middle school when they first come out. Before I read them, I actually didn't finish reading Breaking Dawn because I wanted to watch the movie first. I wanted to actually be surprised at one movie ending. So can you imagine my face in the theater for the Breaking Dawn Part 2? I was in tears because I had no idea. I really thought that was the real ending. But anyway, so I want to read them now, and I wanted the hardback covers so that I can continue to reread them throughout the years. So my husband got me these for my birthday, and then of course to go along with that, whenever I finish that in like 25 years, I got Midnight Sun to read after that, and I'm so excited to read all of these. But I have a really long TBR right now, so forgive me. And also these came from Amazon. Now we're just gonna get into some of the random books. This came from Ollie's. This is actually Pride and Prejudice. It's kind of like an extra version of Pride and Prejudice. It has like a map of locations, character lists, and timeline. It's really cool. It's really pretty. It actually comes in this little casing, and it has the pink painted spine or pages. And I've never read Pride and Prejudice, and I know that it's a lot of people's favorite, so I decided that I would pick it up for $3.99. Thought it was a pretty good deal for a classic. This is a book I do a lot of reading on audiobooks, or listening per se, and this is one book that I could not get for free with my Overdrive, so I can't listen to the audiobook. I don't really do ebooks, so I got the paper copy, and I just happened to see it on sale at Half Price Books for $4. And it's Paper Towns by John Green. The only book I've actually read from John Green is The Fault in Our Stars, and I read that back in high school, or even before. Speaking of, I got that to reread again. I saw it actually at Goodwill and picked it up because it's been so long since I read it. So I really wanted to read Paper Towns, and I actually want to read all the rest of the John Green books. Okay, next I picked up from Half Price Books. This is Come Back to Me. It was $4.99. This was in the, I don't know, I think this was in the romance section. This is apparently, oh man, this might be a duology, or maybe they're just separate books. But this is Come Back to Me by Mila Gray. It says on the back here there's another Stay With Me, so I don't really know which one is first. I better figure that out. But it was $4.99, and I'm typically into romance and thriller mysteries, and that's pretty much it. I have some other books that I have never really tried to read, some fantasy, I don't know, some different things, and I just want to try it. A lot of this is from Book Talk recommendations as well, but that one just looked like a romance, obviously, and so I wanted to try to read that. The next book I picked up from Ollie's for $2.99. This is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Actually, is the movie cover. I have never read this book. Of course, I've heard a lot about it. I've never watched the movie, and for $2.99, I figured it would be a good little read. Next, I pick up picked up What She Saw. This one is by Gerard Stembridge. I think this must have came from Goodwill as well. Yeah, I think that's, and it looks like a thriller. It says a fast-paced romp through the streets of Paris with menace lurking in surprising quarters and some terrific twists. I'm trying to look because I really don't know much about this book. This is sex, scandal, politics, and a cast of characters you just can't trust. So, I don't know. This sounds like something I might be interested in. I probably paid like 98 cents for it at Goodwill. I like to take the chances on the Goodwill books. They might be good. Okay, next. This came from... I think this came from Ollie's as well. No, this one actually came from Dollar Tree. So it was $1, and it's a hide and seek by MJ Arledge. I don't know. A Detective Helen Grace thriller. I picked this up just a couple weeks ago. My Dollar Tree doesn't often restock books, but they had a restock, and this looked perfect for Halloween. I'm kind of into the thriller vibes right now, so I picked that up. Hopefully it's good. It says one of the greatest heroes. I don't know. It's kind of covered up. Caught in a wicked game of cat and mouse, Helen Grace finds herself trapped among the hunted in the darkest thriller yet, from the international best-selling author of Little Boy Blue and Eenie Meenie. I feel like I've heard of Little Boy Blue before, so we'll check that out. This is another Dollar Tree find. This is called Confessions of a High School Disaster, Freshman Year by Emma Chastain. I don't really know what this is about, honestly. It was originally from Target, and it was on a 20% off sale. So I was like, well, it's not that old, and if Target had it, it's probably pretty good. So, I don't know. This may be a complete and utter disaster, and this might be too young for me. But I have nieces that are preteens, so maybe in a couple years I can hand this down to them if it's not really my style. I actually have another book very similar to that. And I also got this from the Dollar Tree. It's a hardback. All the hardback covers get me at Dollar Tree. I just think if it's a hardback, no matter if you've never even heard of it before, it's probably going to cost $15 on Amazon. So this is United We Spy, and it's by the New York Times bestselling author Allie. I don't know. Her name is Allie. Sorry, guys. This is a Disney it's something Disney, and it's called United We Spy, and it also came from Target on a 20% off sale. But I looked it up when I got all of these books, and this is actually a huge series, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to look more into it. It has really good ratings on Goodreads, but I'm not sure if it's too young for me. It seems very like high school kind of thing. I really don't know, but We Spy, it sounds kind of like a mystery. I don't know. If I start a series, I'm gonna finish it whether I like it or not. So I kind of want to know and read more about the series before I decide if I want to get the whole series, because this is not the first one, so I would have to buy another one anyway. So that was kind of a bust. Another one from the Dollar Tree. Wow, it was originally $26.99, and another hardcover. Jeez, oh Pete, guys, that's insane. I paid $1 for this book. This is called The Darkest Time of Night by Jeremy Finley. It looked creepy, so that is really why I got it, and it's hardcover for $1. Strange disappearances, mysterious lights, flocking ladybugs, a single gravestone in the woods. Jeremy Finley weaves it all together into a delightful mystery with a sci-fi twist that makes the unbelievable seem totally plausible. Fasten your seatbelt, lock your doors, and don't go into the woods. So, sound like a good creepy read for fall and Halloween for $1. Sold me. Another one from the Dollar Tree. This is called Fragment of the Lost by Megan Miranda, New York Times bestselling author. She also wrote The Safest Lies. What if everything you thought you knew about someone was a lie? Again, it looked kind of creepy, kind of mysterious, so that's really why I got it. And I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but I did. I'm in the Dollar Tree. I don't have a whole lot of time to look or read, so I picked it up for $1. I think that is the last of the No, actually, it's not the last of the Dollar Tree books. This one is called The Next, and I think this is a sequel to another book. Either that or it's the first of 2 books. It says, a profound and provocative page-turner about love and loss, revenge and redemption. This debut novel will stick with you for a long time. Stephanie Gangi is an instant new favorite. Stephanie Gangi, sorry, I think that's the correct way to pronounce it, but it's called The Next. And, I don't know, I really don't know much about it. Like, I didn't do a whole lot of, a very cunning variation on the revenge fable. A novel so startlingly original. This is a title worth silencing your smartphone for. Like, I mean, I read a lot of those in the store, and I'm like, okay. Like, I know there's not going to be any bad reviews in the front of the book, but it sold me, and for when they're $1, I'm like, I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to try to read it and see if I like it. You know, who knows? So, speaking of that, I picked this book up. And it is called Remembering Everly. It is my current read, hard paperback read, physical read. I picked this up, and it's Remembering Everly by J.L. Berg. I actually have heard of a lot of her books before, but when I got it from the Dollar Tree, I did not know that this was a second sequel to another book of a duology. So I started reading it. I'm like, something is missing here. It's not making sense. So I go and I look up the book, and sure as I find out, it has a first book, and this is called Forgetting August. And this is the Lost and Found series. This book has been well loved. Me and my grandma both read this, liked it a lot. It's going to be in a recent reads video. I have a lot for a recent reads video. And so I'm currently reading the second one, but this one came from the Dollar Tree, and then I picked this up on Amazon. I think this one was only like $10 or $11, which isn't too bad. So I just feel like I'm getting 2 books for $12, a whole series for $12. So I'm not complaining about that. And it's a really good little duology so far. And I just realized I found another Dollar Tree book. It is called See All the Stars by Kit Frick. It's hard to find the truth beneath the lies you tell yourself. Looks like a creepy little book. This is complex, captivating, and gorgeously written. The suspenseful story of the lines that blur between friendship, love, and self-discovery demands to be read in one sitting. So, again, it just looks like one of those books that is going to be good and creepy and a mysterious book. I love it, and I'm excited to read this. Now that really is the last book from Dollar Tree. Now these 2 books are ones that I picked up on Amazon. This book was my first read, and it really got me out of like a multiple years long reading slump, if I'm being honest. And this is The Bride Test by Helen Wong. This book is amazing. I loved it. It was such a unique romance, and I also picked up, after reading this, I picked up The Kiss Quotient. A lot of people like this one more than this one, which is really interesting to me, because this book was really great. I feel like it was really unique. I don't want to get into too much because it's going to be in a recent reads video, but I really liked it. So if everyone's saying that this is way better, I can't wait to read it. My grandma has already read this, and she said it was amazing, and I'm just realizing that my daughter has wrote all over this with pen. Fantastic. But yes, both of these came from Amazon. Next, I have a couple of Ollie's finds, and they make no sense, if I'm being honest. So Book Talk is constantly talking about Court of Thorns and Roses and the Throne of Glass series. Never read them, never even heard about them until Book Talk, and that's literally all that's on there. So when I saw these 2 books at Ollie's, this huge book by Sarah J. Maas for $3.99, I was like, what? I think this is like literally the last book in the series. This is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas, like $3.99, and this book is huge. Like, I was so shocked when I found it. I was like, I'm gonna probably read this whole series, and I'm gonna snag this now, and that's just wild to me. And then another Sarah J Maas book that I found for $2.99, originally at Walmart for $15.98, and come from the press at $17.99. It was A Court of Frost and Starlight, and by Sarah J Maas. And like, for $2.99, I'm like just so shook. I just like to go to Ollie's like every week or two just to see what new books they have. Also for kids, like, it's amazing. Like, you need to go in there, and you really need to go in there probably without kids so that you can take your time and look, because the book selection in Ollie's is insane. But like I said, I knew I wanted to pick up the whole series, and when I saw this one for $2.99, I'm like, you know what? That's too good of a deal to pass up. Next, I actually just picked this up tonight, but I saw this as we were leaving Walmart, and this is a Nicholas Sparks book that was on sale for $5.97. Originally $28. It says Nicholas Sparks Every Breath. I have read a ton of Nicholas Sparks books, mostly like back in middle school, high school. Loved every one of them. Never had a bad word to say about any of them. So I figured, how bad could it be for $5.97? And it's also hardback, so that's nice. 2 more books from half-priced books, and the rest is from Barnes & Noble. Another book that is highly recommended on Book Talk is the Selection series. Never read it, never even heard about it. I feel like I might remember it being like on the shelves in the library in high school. I spent a lot of time in there. But when I saw it for $4.99, I was like, you know what, let's get it. They did have the whole series, but I didn't pick it up that day. I really wanted to try to read it again, because I know a lot of people said they read it in like middle school, high school, and they loved it, and so I'm kind of wondering if I'm too old for this, but I don't think so. I don't feel like I'm really too old for any book, but I wanted to try to read this first one and see if I was obsessed with it the way that everyone else was. And if it's a book that I want to continue rereading, I really like to try to find a hardcover copy, because I have kids and they're going to get a hold of them. It's just going to happen. So the last book from Half Price Books was $9.59. List price $11.99, so not really that good of a deal. But it is Serpent Dove by Shelby Mahurin. And I've heard everyone and their mom talk about this book. And I know that Blood and Honey, the second book to this, just come out like less than a month ago, I think. So everyone's talking about it. And I want to know what all the hype is about. See if it's as good as everyone else says. Sarah J Maas actually reviewed this. It's right there on the cover, so I really want to try it. Like, I've really never like looked into this like witchcraft new world series. I have not even read Hunger Games, honestly, if I'm being truthful. I have it, but I've never read it. It's the one series my husband has read, but I don't know if I will like it. I don't know if I will like that or this next book, if I'm being honest. It's just a new kind of thing for me. But I really want to try Throne of Glass, and I really want to try Court of whatever that series is called by Sarah J Maas, and see if it's worth the hype, and maybe I am interested in that genre. Next, another Sarah J Maas book. This was 30% off retail at Barnes & Noble. I don't know what the retail price was. I probably paid way too much for this. Retail's for $28. So this is Crescent City by Sarah J Maas. Everyone has talked about this book. Oh, the cover is so pretty. Like, oh, look at that. That's really cool. Wow, look at that. That's insane. Everyone talks about this book. They say it's spicy. I like spicy. So I'm excited to read this book and see if it's as good as everyone says. And then while I was at Barnes & Noble, this was my first Barnes & Noble trip also, by the way. They were having a sale, which was buy one, get one half off. And there was one book in particular I was looking for, and it was this. It was Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I don't know how to say that, sorry. This book is literally so many people's favorite romance of all time. I have to read it. I have to. I am so excited to read this book. Like, it's probably going to be my next pickup, because I'm finishing up Remembering Everly right now, and after that, it's probably going to be this, because I am so excited about it. And of course, it was buy one, get one half off, and I didn't really see anything else that caught my eye. And then I saw this, and I forget which booktuber I saw raving about this. I think this was from Bookables, but The Mother-in-Law, and it's a thriller, I think. A masterful depiction of how much is said in the silences. A winner for fans of Leanne Moriarty and Megan Abbott. I don't know. I know that it's like a mystery, thriller kind of book. It looks creepy, just in my opinion. So I picked this up because I had to get another one. That is it for my book haul. It's a lot, but I actually didn't spend that much money on it. I mean, I got 3 books from Barnes & Noble. Most of them were from Dollar Tree, Goodwill, and Ollie's. But like I said, this is very collective. Like, this is books that I've gotten from like February on, and I mean, we've been in quarantine. I haven't really read very many of them, but I have been buying a lot of them. So I haven't got the chance to do a haul or anything like that. And I really wanted to. I'm not sure if I'm really going to get into the whole booktube thing. I know I'm going to do a recent reads video just because I think that those videos are fun to watch, even just for regular people, like not booktubers. Like, I find myself constantly asking like my Facebook friends, like, what are you guys reading? Are you guys reading anything? Like, what's good? I need to know. So, because I never really know what to pick up. So I go to booktube and I go to YouTube and I go apparently to Book Talk now to see what I want to read and what's good right now. So I think that I hope this is helpful to some of you maybe that aren't into books. Maybe you're kind of like me, or just kind of getting into it, or you used to be into it and you miss it. I miss it. I have done more reading this year than I have done probably the last 5 or 6 years combined. I don't know if it necessarily has to do with quarantine or if it's just kind of with everything that's gone on this year. I've just kind of been more introverted, and my free time is spent just alone reflecting on my thoughts, and I need to get away from my thoughts, so I try to delve into books. And I am looking forward to reading all of these. I don't really know when I'll get to them because I don't have a set goal. I do listen to a lot of audiobooks, so that's going to be most of my recent reads, but I will go through everything else that I've read too. I don't know. Let me know if you guys like this. Let me know if you guys want to see more of it. I will also have my recent reads coming out soon, I hope. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!